Hello and welcome to part 23 of my playthrough of Chrono Trigger. Today we'll run down to the Ocean Palace, grab all the items, walk through the best grind spot in the game. But first, we have to beat Dalton. Basically, he just attacks like his golems. Except, this first time you would fight him, he doesn't imitate your magical attacks. He just keeps dropping those dang spears on you and burps when you kill him. But for this next area, it's a good time to be switching through party members to get them to grow. Biggest reason I like Meryl is she's got the first one to get cured too. Frog takes a while to get, because it's the second to the last. On top of that, I actually think her and Ala's combination of Glacial Toss does more damage in a combo than Ala and Frog's big combo. And on top of it all, they learn a technique with that because of that allure and charm, which is double charm. And I think I might have forgot to hit him with that. But if you want to get some really rare items from the bosses, hit every boss with that. And there is a save spot, but I do prefer saving upstairs. I'll get through this little part of the story. There's a second one as we get closer. You really know how to cut your gameplay and flow with the story here. Now the first thing we want to grab is that chest there. That holds Frog's Ruin Blade. And it gives him it's a multiple of 5, so it's either 5 or 15 to his magic when it's equipped. And it's just as strong as the Demon Slayer's sword that you also find here. Yeah, I got Twin Charm. The skill I was just talking about. Because it has a higher rate of getting an item than Charm does. There's also some pretty good armor here. That Aeon suit. Now, these scouts are each linked to an element. Yellow to lightning, red to fire, blue to water. Unfortunately, I don't have Lucia with me for fire at the moment. I was trying to get Alice some much needed tech points so we can get her last technique, which is triple attack or triple kick, so we can get some of her some of the best triple techs in the game. For high damage. And yeah, I did a little off when I edited this. But usually when I'm editing it, it's to swap out characters so they all grow. Or to equip them with the items we found. I think that pair gives you the least amount of tech points in the game in this area. But what's nice but sucks about this area is once you take out these groups like this, they don't come back. The only place they do come back is the next area. And being locked from your skill sucks. As you can see, I just auto-battled through because I just didn't want to deal with selecting. And try to be very careful in those little rooms. And I went around the edge so I can get over to the little hidden room here where the Demon Slayer sits. Its attack is exactly the same as the rune blades, but it's strong against demon type enemies. And at least these are blue. And as you can tell, I forgot to shut off auto battle towards the end of the last battle. I do that a lot, since that's a new to me feature. And it is a time-saving feature when all you're doing is attacking with your weapons. Get him his new sword, and that'll make a big difference for right now. And with that, that's both switches, the right and the left. Now we go back to that room we got the demon blade from, and the bridges will be open to the final switch to the next area. And the next area, once we get through it once, opens up one of the best grinding spots at this point in the game. Because it's semi-force your way through, walk your way through, and semi-automatic. Now, when I paused there, I swapped in Lucia because of the fire scouts, and I question my life choices at this moment, because as soon as the battle starts, he loses the ability to use fire. I actually could have avoided at least that first fight. But this fight's not avoidable if you want to get that item. As soon as you get it to the chest, it'll start. And during these series of battles is when Lucia got her final technique, Flare, which is the best fire magic in the game, and is as strong as Chrono's Luminar. Kind of skipped ahead there because I cut bad when I equipped the item. And with that switch, we've opened up the path to the next area. Got Robo's Kaiser Arm. And now we're heading for the area I said is the best grinding area. And while grinding, over here on the left side you'll see a little blue sparkle, and that's a magic tab, or as they call them now, a magic capsule. And if you want to get it, you have to go up that elevator at least once. Unfortunately, I didn't do it while I was recording. Instead, because, and like I said, this is a good, there's Flare, there's Arthropod Bomb 3, or 2, I don't remember. But as I said, this is probably one of the better grinding spots, because you can take all these out with well-placed Flare or Luminar. And rake up 32 TP each time for whoever you're carrying. Or, in the case that you see here, I got both Frog and Ala, trying to get Frog's Water 2 and Cure 2. as quickly as possible. And this is the best place to get them. I think the only one that hurts grinding here is Robo. Now that Dino Tels you just used is the lower your hit points, the higher the damage. And unfortunately, even with a silver stud, or even a gold stud if you've got that, you really burn through his magic in this area. And unfortunately, we're not at the point in the game yet, which is coming up, where we can start swapping Chrono out and putting other characters in. And another cutscene. You really do like to emphasize just how crazed and power hungry she became. Yeah, what's really nice about this grind spot is there's a save point at the top of the elevator. Once we unlock the pass in the next area, there'll be a save spot at the bottom. So this you want a lot of shoulders if you're going to grind here. And I wanted to give the level 2 lightning a little shot. And fortunately, Frog doesn't have level 2 water, which we are seeing on the screen as the counter attack, until after this battle. But what's nice is her tail spin doesn't always trigger the counterattack. And yes, I was trying to avoid that fight. They don't give very much TP for this area. And once you press the blue glowing spot where the guy that locks everybody down is, you will not be able to swap your characters until it's over. There's a series of 3 battles after this as you go down the elevator. And technically this would be the 4th. There's water too. I knew we got it around here. Now we go down, fight these 3 battles, and we'll open up the save point after a series of battles. But with all the characters you have with you, Robo is probably the hardest to use here. So basically you just want if you take him, you want the people that'll hit the heaviest. Now, I did experiment a little. I wanted to see what the different skills could do. And Dinotel triggered this response. And they can do it up to 4 times. I didn't trigger it this time, thank God. That would have wiped us. And I don't think I saved at that save point. I just used the cottage. Without Lucia, you do have to fight the Reds physically. And I'm not sure, I didn't experiment with it, but I believe once you kill 2 of the scouts of the same color, they can't perform that Delta attack anymore. Now we go to the right and the left to fight 3 more of these scouts and flip the switches. And then when we step on that center switch afterwards, it'll open up the path to the save point I've been mentioning. And then we prepare for the boss fight. Now, the upcoming boss fight is rather interesting. It has twin golems. They attack exactly the same. They're both basically the same as the very first golem we fought clear back before the Magic Kingdom got sealed. Copying every one of your texts. And I do believe I mentioned the easiest way to beat him. I just didn't have it at the time, but I have it now. Is to have an elemental armor. At this point in the game, the only ones we have are the ruby vests. And you want 3 of them equipped to the people that are fighting. And in this case, I go in to fight him with... I'll swap out with Lucia and Meryl. And I'll equip them with the ruby vest real quick over here at the save spot. And you can tell I cut that out. Badly again. And we'll get through his blah blah blah. The 2 golems come out, and then we just start blasting them with flare and keep everybody healed up. So about every attack to every other attack. We'll probably combo or a whirl. Now that we've copied the fire attack, we're safe. And a lot of times I forget I have raise. And I just keep hitting them with flare until they're dead. In later playthroughs, when you've got the white mail and stuff like that that'll actually absorb these, you don't even need to heal, you just put 1 each type of armor on. No, I think it's the plate that absorbs. So if you have the white plate on Chrono, when he uses his Luminar and they trigger back lightning, he'll heal. When you use Ice 2 from Meryl or Water 2 from Frog and have him in the blue plate, he'll heal. And the red plate from Lucia for her flare. Because unfortunately, just like the original playthrough, you only get access to the characters after you pick some up. And they form the full team. Now, we'll be ending this video soon. And I thank you for watching. If you like it, give it a like, and please think about subscribing. Thank you. Because the next video is going to be a long one.